más romantic.
Hello and welcome to Olympic Dispatch by Skimo Gold. This is the premier podcast and YouTube show for ski mountaineering interviews and race analysis. We are producing daily through the Olympics episodes profiling top competitors, coaches, analysts, skimo enthusiasts. If you're into the sport already, we want to bring you further into it and help build your stoke leading up to the first ever skimo races in the Olympics. That will be February 19th for the sprint and February 21st for the mixed relay. We'll be coming at you as soon as possible after those for detailed race analysis. And if you're new to the sport, welcome. There are so many awesome niche sports in the Olympics. Here is one of them, ski mountaineering. You ski up the hill using climbing skins, and then you ski back down as fast as you can. It's one of the coolest things you can possibly do, and you are going to love watching it on NBC, on Peacock, on the BBC, on Olympics.com, wherever you're watching it. Be sure to tune in for those races on February 19th and the 21st. And leading up to that, check out our daily episodes because this is the best place to learn about the sport. Also, go back to our previous episodes earlier in the Olympics and earlier in the year. We have many episodes with Olympic contenders, with race producers, with mindset experts, talking about training, talking about gear, everything that you need to know. Go back and, scroll through these Skimo Gold episodes. Maybe you're doing it when you're washing dishes or driving the car, and better yet, maybe you're doing it when you're out there exercising yourself, skinning up the hill, skiing down the hill, riding your bike, running the trails, whatever it is. Check out Skimo Gold. Boy, I am excited to bring you today's episode. It's all about the idea that life is a team sport. And I think if you talk to any of these Olympic athletes, you'll find that, maybe they have a small team in terms of who is the teammate in the mixed relay competition, but the team goes beyond that to the coaches, to the national team, to the family, to the fans, to the country. It's this collective mission, and that's what we're talking about today. With two people who, to me, just exemplify the value of working together, creating a team, being part of a team, and living fully in that way. These are two close friends. Number one, Max Drion of Belgium. He is an Olympian. He is a podium contender in the men's sprint race. And number two, Pablo Ruiz, his buddy and his on-the-hill coach and supporter, who is part of the movement with him, and they're working together to create this synergy. And I think it's so cool that Max is the one competing. He's going to tell us all about that, his preparation, his energy, his momentum, his mindset. And Pablo, he's not competing in the Olympics. He's a super elite athlete. He's like just below Olympic level. He's not competing this year, but he's still part of the team, and it's still really important to him. And he's still manifesting his excellence and his impact by being there with Max as part of his team. I think it's magical. You can find both of these guys, Max Drion, he has a fantastic YouTube channel, and Pablo Ruiz as well. That's Pablo space RAL. Pablo's from Spain. Check him out on YouTube, and also Instagram is at Pablo Ruiz 98. Not only are these guys fantastic people, but if you're interested in more Skimo content, check both of them out because it's really good stuff. Please also check out our partnering brands that are supporting us and making this possible to produce episodes every single day. Check out DynaFit, check out Pomoka. These are brands producing gear that's used every single day by ski mountaineers like me and by many of the Olympians and World Cup athletes. Check out Training Peaks. Go to trainingpeaks.com/Skimo Gold to get a free trial for both athletes and coaches. You'll find out why this is the only platform that I've used every single day for over a decade for my own training as an athlete, and more importantly, for my coaching of adult endurance athletes in a range of sports, including ski mountaineering. Check out Revanta Creatine by Neuro Reserve. This is a big piece of my toolbox for cognitive health, for strength, for brain, for energy. That's Revanta Creatine by Neuro Reserve. And check out Camp, small Italian company. They're based there at the heart of Skimo, where the Olympics are happening. They've been with Skimo and the other alpine sports from the start. They've also been with Skimo Gold from the start. So please check out Camp. All right, folks, it's time to roll. Here they are. First, we're going to Max Drion, again, podium contender from Belgium in the sprint race. And then the second interview is going to be Pablo Ruiz, telling us just all about Skimo and how Skimo is a team sport and life's a team sport too on Skimo Gold. Max, welcome back to Skimo Gold. It is great to have you along. Your previous episode last spring was one of the fan favorites, both on the podcast and on YouTube, where, of course, you have your own large presence. Thanks a lot for coming. And where are you coming in from today, Max?
Thanks a lot for inviting me. I'm currently in Switzerland, where my family has a small chalet, and I am doing my last trainings before the big events coming soon, with many World Cups and, of course, the Olympics. So everything is perfectly on track to perform there, I hope.
All right, man. That's good to hear. I was checking out your Instagram, and recently you had a great video posted of some excellent snow in town there, and you got to ski out through town to get to the slopes. Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a video I recorded a long time ago. End of November, just before heading to Utah. But yeah, currently we are missing some snow. It hasn't snowed since end of November, so it's becoming dry. But hopefully, the mountains I have around me allow me to train quite high. So I've been training at 2,500 meters the last days, and there I can still find some good snow. But yeah, normally snow will come in the Alps, at least in my part of the Alps, in next weekend. So I hope we get a lot of snow.
Good. Yeah, I hope so. It's been quite dry here in Colorado as well, as we record this in early January. So we're praying for snow too. We'll get more into the Skimo in a minute, but first I want to hear a little bit about your summer in the trail running, and congrats on you recently announced a contract extension with Asics Trail, 3 more years. Max, that's great. I think it said in your post you've been with that brand since 2014. That is very rare, and I think it shows that you're doing a great job representing the brand. It seems that they're doing a good job supporting you. Way to go. Tell us a little bit about that partnership, and also how did your season go last year out running around in the dry ground?
Yeah. So yeah, as you know, I love trail running as much as I love ski mountaineering. Being in the mountains is what I really love. So whatever the season, I like to be out there, and trail running is the perfect sport to explore the mountains in summer. And so yeah, my summer was slightly different than usually, because yeah, the focus when you have Olympic Games coming in a few months, you have to do the best you can to prepare for that event. So I trained differently. I did some skimo during the summer as well. And I still wanted to compete in high level races. So yeah, I took part to Sierzinal, to ETC during the UTMB week, to some mountain running World Cups, to Cross du Mont Blanc, also a big event. And yeah, looks like ASICS was happy with my results, and they offered me a 3-year contract for the 3 next years. So yeah, as you said, I've been with ASICS since 2014. Yeah, it's a long relationship, and I would say that for all of my sponsors, I try to create something on the long term. Um, Generally, for most of my sponsors, we signed a 2 year or 3 year deal, and then we don't even sign a new contract. We just keep working together without negotiating every year or without adapting anything. And that's also why some of the sponsors that support me till now have been supporting me for 5, 6, 10 years, some for some. And yeah, I try to do my best to show them my gratitude in tagging them in my posts, in organizing events for them, in making them appear in my YouTube videos and so on. So yeah, I'm really happy with how my summer season went. I never fell sick. I never got injured. I had good feelings. I improved my personal bests in all the races I did this summer. So I really
Mm.
feel that I could still make a further reach a further step in my career and in my shape. So I'm really looking forward to the next races this winter.
Well, that's great advice to other athletes who are thinking about how to work with sponsors. Final question about the summer, Max. With the Olympic season coming up, and like you said, little less focus on running, more looking ahead to the ski season. What specifically did you change in your running? Was it less mileage? Was it shorter races? Like you said, you got out skiing on some glaciers. Were you
Mhm.
focusing specifically on any of the energy systems? Your main race in Skimo is the sprint race, which is 3 minutes or less, all out. Were you doing strength and explosivity, VO2 max, to focus on
Yeah.
that? Tell us a little bit more about, in as much detail as you can. What'd you do to keep that ski focus?
So yeah, there are many things on which I put my focus. Yeah, first is short intervals with sometimes a lot of recovery, sometimes very short recovery periods to really
Mm,
focus on the speed and the strength that is required to perform in sprint. I also focused on the transitions, which was,
mm,
let's say, my um, where I was losing the most time compared to my rivals in sprints. So I had to work on that. And then also, yeah, shorter traveling races. Yeah, at the beginning, beginning of summer, I didn't want to do races longer than 2 hours
mm,
because this requires more training, more mileage, more recovery also after the races. But yeah, there was still one race I had to do. It's Sierzinal here
mm.
in Val d'Anivier, where I am currently. So I had to take part to that race, and that race is 2 hours 40. So I made a
Yep.
small exception for that one. And also, yeah, I went regularly on the glaciers to be first in altitude and also to train on skis to keep my legs used to that way of motion. And also yeah, focus on recovery on in also what was the most important this summer was to keep the pleasure, my passion, to keep enjoying my
Mm,
trainings. So I
mm.
had many small holidays in different parts of the Alps or even in the Pyrenees to discover new places, to meet new friends, to be with my girlfriend, with her family, with my family. So yeah, because I've noticed that when I love training, when every training is maybe different or with different people, it really boosts me mentally. And when I'm feeling mentally fulfilled, um, physically the shape is always there.
I think it rings true for most people. A happy athlete is a fast athlete, and we each got to figure out what makes us happy. And I remember in our previous podcast, you talked about that novelty, adventure, human connection, using all those things to fuel your athletics. Great
Yep.
job. And if we now skip ahead to the Skimo season, look at early to mid December, you came over to Utah for the World Cup in solitude, and you rocked it. You ended up on the podium. Congratulations. Tell us a little bit about that. How was the USA? How'd you like the trip, and what'd you think about the racing?
Yeah. So yeah, firstly, going to the US was brought many questions because, as you saw, also some athletes didn't travel there to save the energy for the rest of the season. So I had a
Hmm.
talk with about that with my staff. But yeah, as I also want to fight for the overall World Cup, and I need competitions to build up my shape and to be strong the whole winter. So I wanted to go to the US, and my staff supported me in that decision. But then we decided to find a good compromise between making just the trip overseas, come back just for the race, or to stay longer there and do some altitude training, some training camp before the race. And that was the option I preferred because you know how much I enjoy exploring new places, and going to the US and in Utah was a first for me. So I wanted
Mm,
to have time to train, to acclimatize to the altitude, to the jet lag, and also to, of course, explore this huge playground you have in the US. And
mm,
so with my staff, we arrived 10 days before the race, end of November, and that allowed us
nice.
to discover many things. We went to Antelope Island to see bisons. We went in Alta to just after snowfall to enjoy some powder skiing. We ran on the Wasatch Crest Trail.
Mm,
We visited Salt Lake City. We had the cheesecake in the city. Many things that I wanted to do, and yeah, Pablo and Toma. So Pablo, my coach that you know, and Toma, the physio
mhm.
that's coming with me this winter, were amazing during all that week, and we were having a lot of fun. And so I was happy, of course, to end this trip in Utah with a podium in the sprint. Not everything was perfect, but the shape was and the legs were moving really well. So I was really happy with that. But I still did too many mistakes in my transitions to maybe yeah, which maybe prevented me to get an even better result.
Wow. Well, good job. It was fun to watch you. You were attacking the foot part with gusto as always. Sincere thanks to our friends at DinaFit and Promoka for supporting the Skimo Gold podcast. These are two brands that play a big role in Skimo from the highest level all the way to the entry. And they've been doing an incredible job at innovation. And this is something we've talked about with many athletes in our interviews. Watch the Olympic athletes, and you'll see DinaFit race specific pack. It's that cool green one. It's got a nice slant to it. The skis just lay right against the pack when they're put into that loop and clipped on for the foot part. Check out the race skis. Look for the hot pink color there on the DinaFit skis. They've made innovations in terms of race performance with a narrower tail and something more specific to these shorter events. Of course, they also have skis for off piste and for more technical downhilling as well. They have poles that are stiffer for the Olympic type events. And overall, they're just at the forefront of innovation. You can see that with Pomoka skins as well. The World Cup and Olympic athletes are bringing many, many pairs of skins with them to the venues. They're testing out the skins, they're finding out exactly what works to have both the maximum glide and enough traction to not slide back. If it's good enough for the Olympians, it's definitely good enough for you and me. Check them out, DinaFit and Pomoka. Did you feel well at altitude? You talked about you've been training up high in Switzerland, 2,500 meters. That's roughly the same elevation as the race in Utah. Did it feel any different, or with that time in Utah ahead of time, did you feel pretty much ready for it?
So yeah, with the jet lag, with the lack of sleep the first nights, you feel like you have never been in altitude before.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was happy to be there quite in advance. And yes, since September, I've been many times in altitude. So I had keep track of all my days in altitude. And I think before the sprint, till the day of the sprint in Utah, I had done 31 days in at high altitude. So uh, days during which I was training between 2,500 and 4,000 meters of elevation. So that's uh, yeah, between 10,000 and 14,000 feet. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I had tried to spend as many days in altitude as possible in the 3 months, 2.5 months before Utah, and I had done some blood tests, and everything was perfectly um, in. Yeah, all the levels were perfectly optimized for performing at that altitude. But yeah, the main challenge was the jet lag. But after 3 4 days, we were, yeah, Pablo, Toma, and me, uh,
Yep.
used to the time zone there. But yeah, that's when you travel overseas or long with many different and you cross many different time zones. Generally, we say that you have to come 1 day in advance per hour of uh,
Mm.
of jet lag. So
Yep.
Swiss Alps to Utah was 9 hours of jet lag or 8 hours. I'm not sure. And 8 hours,
Something
8
like
hours.
that.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to arrive there at least 8 days before.
Nice. Well, good for you guys. I'm glad that you got to have an adventure, got to explore, eat the cheesecake. And Max, I think that's good advice. Having shown up in places like Europe the day before a race and then paid the price. I think I think your advice is sound. Well, let's look ahead. Like I said, early January right now. We got about 7 weeks until you'll be on that starting line in Bormio. I think February 19th is the date of the sprint. Between now and then, there's three other World Cup events in Europe. Each of those has a sprint race. I assume that you'll probably be doing all of those. Tell us about these next 7 weeks, especially from a physiological standpoint, Max. What's your training plan? Do you have a typical weekly routine? Is there a certain volume in terms of hours per week or vertical gain or training stress score and training peaks? Are you looking at those kind of things? Do you have any, if you're willing to share any favorite workouts, is it one or two interval workouts a week? As much as you want to share, what do these next
Mm.
7 weeks look like for you to be ready to go there February 19th?
Yeah, I would start by saying that now the training is done. I had my last big week of training till Sunday. Now I'm just maintaining, recovering before this big the big weeks are coming. For example, this week I'm not doing any skimo except I think Sunday.
Mm.
So I want to I put my skis in the I don't know how to
Yeah.
in the place I
The
put them
garage, the cellar.
in the
Yeah.
garage,
You
yeah,
put them
kind of.
away. Yeah.
I put them away for 1 week so they can rest as well. So this
Wow.
week I will do some easy running, some strength training. Yeah, the focus this week is to recover, and then the next 3 weeks with Courchevel, Andorra, and Spain will um, quickly bring me back in good shape. So yeah, so I start with now with 1 week without skimo, and then I will do 5 races. So in Courchevel, I have one sprint and a vertical. In Andorra, it's a vertical and a sprint. And in Boitaul in Spain, it's a sprint. So I will have 5 races in 2.5 weeks, less than three
Mm.
weeks.
Yeah.
It will be important to be careful during these days, not to get sick, not to feel too tired, to have a good sleep quality, to eat enough, to yeah, to not have any injury. So be careful in training to not crash and all this. And after these 3 races, I will quickly come back to Europe, come back here in Switzerland, and then I will be in my bubble and train, rest at home peacefully. I will go to the opening ceremony in Milano. From my home here to Milano, it's 3 hours by train. So I've
Mm.
already organized all this trip. So I will go by train the day of the opening ceremony, sleep in the Olympic Village, and then come back the next day. It's a quite easy trip. And then after the opening ceremony, I will have 8 days, I think, at home before heading to Bormio 2 days before the sprint. So yeah, the
Mm.
19th of February.
Yep.
About any specific trainings I will do is I will not have many interval trainings. I think before till the Olympics, or at least till the end of January, because all the races will give my body enough stress to keep me in shape. I
Yep.
will see how the races go to maybe work on some skills I need to improve. Um, but I hope everything will be already perfect when I go to Courchevel next week.
Yeah. Wow. Great to hear that, Max. I'm glad that you get to go to the opening ceremonies. What a fantastic experience. Just, in your scrapbook of life to have done that. And nice to have that feeling sort of most of the hay being in the barn in terms of training. What were the last, so you said right now you're starting this recovery week, probably coming off, I imagine, of some big training. Any stats on those in terms of, hours per week or volume per week? Do you look at those things, or is it more of just hitting the quality, reps in the intervals?
Um, yeah, I don't really look at my stats. Strava does it for me. My coach does it for me. As long as I feel good. I feel strong on my skis. I don't look at these metrics. Um, I think I train much less than most of my competitors. When I see
Mm,
they publish their Strava stats, I'm like, that's almost a double of what I do. But yeah, I focus more on quality, on rest. I know what I need to perform, and my results are proving that what I do is good and perfect for me. So I don't question my trainings that much. I had one race last yeah, the 27th of December, a vertical race in Morgin, where we had the World Championship,
mhm.
yeah, 2025, and I did a best time than during the World Championships, during
Alright.
which I did second. So and I did second again this time, 20 seconds behind Rémi Bonnet.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, the shape is I'm in shape. I know
Yeah.
it. Now I just have to keep it till the end of the winter, because yeah, my winter will not end at the Olympics.
Yeah. Wow, good job. 20 seconds behind Remy in a vertical, Max. That's fantastic. Good work. And I think what you're saying is very wise in terms of tapping into the right amount of training for you and really emphasizing rest and not doing too much, because that's a big hole that a lot of endurance athletes fall into, whether it's running, skiing, cycling, any of these sports that we love. Especially we look on Strava, we look on Instagram, we see so and so is doing, whatever, and we think I got to do more, more, more. And often the wisdom is to do less and to do it right. That brings me to the mindset stuff, Max. I know you put a lot of work into this. What's going on with you in that area right now? And over these next 7 weeks in the Olympics, I can imagine maybe some of the physical training is done, but are you doing any specific mindset things? Are there any tools that you've added to your toolbox, or anything you're going to be focusing on here, to really make sure that mind is ready to go for Bormio?
Yeah, about that, in 40 minutes, I have a call with my mental coach to discuss about training, about how I feel, about what's ahead. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with my mental coach, we have set appointments every month, minimum uh, 130, 45-minute call per month, and then we add more if we need. But yeah, having this systematic calls every month also allows me to not have problems lasting too long. I have always
Mm.
an appointment coming soon when something bothers me in my life, because when you are a pro athlete, everything bothers your performances. Your performance. It's
Mm-hmm.
maybe, I don't know, family stuff. It may be someone in your family getting sick. It may be
Yep.
the big fire that happened in Montana a few days ago for
Yes, I
New
saw
Year's
that.
Eve, and that's just 40 minutes from my home. So of course
Mm.
you feel impacted by that, and so with my mental coach we talk about all this, and yeah, then she maybe some sends me some relaxing videos, or asks me to focus on my breathing for a few minutes every day, or yeah, depending on what she notices, I have different exercises to do. But yeah, what I would emphasize more on is that my summer and my training for the last 8 months has just been amazing. I've never felt so good for such a long time.
Mm.
I never could follow the training plan that strictly for such a long time. I've never gotten injured for such a long time, or never fallen
Yeah.
sick for such a long time. So and my training and my races and my times in my the races I've done this summer is just were all amazing. So I would say that right now I feel extremely confident on what I can achieve this winter, and this is the um, mental my state of mind right now is just I'm feeling confident, optimistic, and I believe that yeah, nothing can stop me except myself. So yeah, I have to keep that mood till as long as possible. I know it's a state of mind that's not easy to keep. I will face struggles. I will face challenges in the next weeks. But I know also that with the big team that is working around me, I will be able to overcome any challenge, any challenges that appear. So yeah, having a big team around me also allows me to feel less stressed about the future.
Mm. Wow, thanks for sharing that, Max. You got the momentum, man. Way to go. Final question is about the team. You talked about this in our previous interview, and I just want to hear a little more for 2 minutes. And some of this is based on I got a chance to interview Pablo Ruiz,
Yes, so
your friend and supporter, part of your team. He goes with you to the races. You mentioned Toma as well, and I think there's others too. You've been very intentional about surrounding yourself with a team, with a network. And these are people talking to Pablo. It was so cool because yes, he's not racing in the Olympics, but as you know, Max, it means so much to him to be part of that team. He is having an Olympic moment as well. And I think that's fantastic. Just say a little bit more about how this team works, and as other athletes are listening to this, how can they set up their own teams, whether it's in a professional sense like you have, or maybe just more of in terms of community, friends, family, etc. How do we surround ourselves with a winning team?
it takes time. I've been building this team for 5 years now, so every year I bring in new people to um, to delegate some tasks to them, or to improve some aspects of my career that I want to work on. So yeah, the first most important things is to work with people you feel at ease with, that you can easily talk to, that you don't feel that there is any barrier between you and them. So because these people are easy to talk to, they quickly become friends. I didn't know Pablo 1 year ago, and now is one of my best friends. So when you spend so much time with your team, they become friends, and not just people helping you to achieve your dreams. And what's also nice is, because they become friends to you, they quickly your dreams become them theirs as well. So yeah,
Mm,
as you said, it's Pablo's dream to go to the Olympics, and he's going with me. It was also Yannick, my main coach, has dream to come, and I could also bring him with me.
mm,
Thomas unfortunately will not work with me during the Olympics, but he has bought his tickets and he will come to cheer me up. All my family will be there as well. Many people also from the Belgian Alpine Club, so my federation or the Belgian Olympic Committee will come to support me. So most of the people of my staff will be there either on the Olympic inside side or just there as fans, and it will be really nice to have them all with me. And yeah, what advice could I give is yeah, don't hesitate to talk to people that you think could
mm,
give you value. We always feel stressed, should I contact that person, is he has such a good reputation or he feels such inaccessible,
mhm,
but yeah, it's quite easy to have bring people on board when you have a nice project, when you are passionate about something, when you are enthusiastic, as maybe I am. So
yes,
it's very easy to bring people on the boat with you when you have a nice project, when you're ambitious, when you want to do things right. Um, so yeah, and then it of course costs money, but there's always things you can do to give to offer them something in exchange of the time they spent for you. So
mm,
yeah, it takes time, but yeah, there is nothing wrong in asking. Maybe when you will not get a reply. Um, and also one thing I would say is um, not necessarily go to people that are already at the top in what they do, not necessarily
mm,
the best sports psychologist or the best sports nutritionist or the best
mhm,
coach. But if you want to develop something and you are new or you are maybe not at the highest level in the sport, to go to people that begin at the same level as you in their field and to keep improving years after years with you.
yeah,
So that's what I did with most of my staff. Yannick Ecker was my main coach, was already doing some coaching, but didn't have any high level athletes. But now he's coaching Tatiana Paller from Germany, also going at the
yeah,
Olympics. In Skimo, is coaching Ivona Janucik from Poland, also going to the Olympics. He's coaching Aaron Robson from Canada, that
yep,
unfortunately, because of the US, will not go to the Olympics, and is coaching me. So he had potentially 4 Olympic athletes um, working with him, and that takes time, and you should not hesitate to give your trust also to people who are beginner in their field. Sometimes
yeah,
beginner have fresh ideas or are more enthusiastic or are more passionate about what they do that people that have been doing it for 30, 40 years and
yeah.
have seen everything and nothing. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. Wow, thanks for sharing that, Max. You know, you're building together in a symbiotic way with your team, and it's super inspiring. And I think that you're right. I can tell that you put a contagious enthusiasm out there, and people want to be part of that. You know, and I know, Max, that you can count the Skimo Gold community also as being behind you at these races. People are going to be
Thank you.
watching. They're excited to follow you. They're excited to keep learning from you. This has been great, Max. Thanks so much. I'm
Thank you.
really excited to share this during our Olympic period. Any final things that you want to share? I know people can follow along on your YouTube channel, Instagram. Anything else they should know?
Just not hesitate to send me a message or ask me any questions. I'm busy, but I always take time to respond to messages. It's always nice to have people reaching out from the other side of the ocean and loving the same sport as I do. So yeah, if there is anything I can help them with, I will not hesitate at all.
Great. Well, thanks, Max.
You're welcome. Thank you a lot.
All right, Max Drion, thanks, buddy. That was a great interview. If you enjoyed that interview with Max, go back to the Skimo Gold feed on YouTube or on your podcast player. You'll find a previous interview that Cam Smith, who of course is a Skimo athlete for Team USA in the Olympics, Cam and I did an interview with Max last spring. So if you like what you heard here, and I'm sure you did, go back and check that out. But first, stay tuned here. We're now shifting over to the interview with Pablo Ruiz from Spain. He's at Pablo Ruiz 98 on Instagram. He also has a fantastic YouTube channel with a lot of Skimo how-to drills, gear reviews, just all kinds of great stuff. There's shots of the camps that he runs with kids. He's just doing great work in this space. And again, we're going to hear, especially here, the concept of just team and community within this sport, and how he is a big part of Max's team. We've heard in Max's interviews how he's really worked intentionally to surround him with a comprehensive team, and that's one of the reasons he is performing at the very highest level. Well, here he is, folks. Pablo Ruiz, one of the key members of Max Drion's team on Skimo Gold. Pablo, mucho gusto. Bienvenidos. Great to have you on Skimo Gold. I'm so glad to have you along. I've been enjoying your content on Instagram and especially on YouTube. You have so many good videos, such good instruction. I was watching yesterday with my son your adventure in Chile recently with some of the Spanish team at a training camp, and just so many good things. We all have so much to learn from you in the Skimo community. So Pablo, welcome to Skimo Gold.
Thank you for the Spanish welcome and also for the invitation here. So proud to be here with you.
Ok, bueno. Siempre estoy practicando español, pero hoy necesito usar inglés because that's the listeners, and I'm not quite fluent in Spanish yet, but still practicing. For those who don't know, Pablo, tell us about yourself and your background. Where did you grow up? How did you enter ski mountaineering, and what are you doing with the sport today?
Well, I'm from Granada, from the south of Spain. Nowadays, I'm Skimo coach, I will say, but yeah, also still competing, so still being a Skimo athlete, still posting a lot of content on YouTube, on Instagram. So try to share my passion in all the ways, in the professional ways, also in the sportly way, and yeah, also in social media. And I started doing ski mountaineering when I was 16 years old.
Mm.
I registered in one competition with my father, and yeah, after that I really fell in love with this sport. Changed all my life. I was basketball player like your son,
Mhm.
and after that I changed everything to into Skimo. Uh, I was studying sports science, so everything I was learning in the university, I was picking up for my trainings for people that after that I start coaching, and yeah, after almost 10 years, I'm in a in this position right now, doing the World Cup, and yeah, sharing all my knowledge with everyone.
Yeah, very good. Well, you're definitely, people. If you search the internet for Skimo, Pablo will come to you soon, and you're creating, I think, just an impact with your content. For example, on the YouTube Shorts, you have a great short video about. Well, you have many videos about kick turns, but one of them I like is your 4-step drill: 4 steps and do a kick turn, 4 steps and do another kick turn. And since I saw that video, Pablo, a few weeks ago, every day out on my skis, I do that drill, and I can tell it's making a difference. So, way to go.
Yeah, actually, when I start Skimo, there were no content in YouTube. I remember
Mm.
finding some videos from a Canadian teaching how to do transitions. They were really helpful for me.
Yes, I know those videos.
So
So after some years learning by my own, also being so lucky with big mentors that have teach me, yeah, I decide to start sharing all this learning. So other people that were in the same situation of little Pablo trying to start in this new sport could find some kind of content that I was looking for. So yeah, it was easy for me because I was just thinking about how I was starting and which kind of content will be helpful for me, and try to do it and share with everyone.
Tell us about those big mentors, Pablo. Many other people have mentioned, of course, names like Kilian Jornet or for me, Emma Roca from Spain. Maybe you know Emma. For me, was a very dear friend in adventure racing and ultra running, and also was a Skimo star in Spain and internationally. Who impacted you in terms of instruction and mentorship?
Well, at the beginning, of course, my father, and he was not a racer, but he he was ski coach, and also
Mm,
he enjoyed a lot ski touring. So yeah, all the first learning were from his side. Still learning from him, especially in my downhill technique. Every time I ski with
mm,
him, I
nice.
do another a big improvement. After that, I entered in the Andalusian team. So let's say the south of Spain selection. The coach in this moment was Mariano Frutos. He
Mm,
was with with a cross country background, so he showed us a lot of gliding technique. He
mm,
was also competing skimo, so yeah, a lot of learnings since I start with him. Not just about the sport, also about mentality, about training. Yeah, this was my first mentor, and after that I was so lucky because Javier Martin de Villa, that was also a international racer that have performed really good in the World Cup even before Kilian was racing.
hmm
He changed. He moved to Granada and started living there. So yeah, he teach me a lot of things. I did also some travels with him. Is mountain guide. So yeah, I will say he is one of my bigger mentors. In parallel, also his coach Javier Argüelles was there leading the youth team. And
mm,
even though I was a bit older in this time that the new people joined, they invite me to some trainings, and I was able to learn not just about improve my technique, also about a method to improve technique from other people. So in
mm,
this
hmm
time, I start think with yeah this kind of coach thinking. And yeah, I will say these were my bigger one. Of course, there are more. From every rival, I have learned things from every athlete, from every friend that have shared with me. Um, but yeah, these were my first teacher in my skimo career.
Folks, this is Travis Macy. I host the Skimo Gold podcast. I also own Macy Endurance Coaching. And with my coaching, the only platform I've been using for well over a decade is Training Peaks. You can check out trainingpeaks.com/Skimo Gold for a free trial today, whether you're an athlete or a coach or both, like me. With Training Peaks, thorough data and comprehensive communication provide a foundation for person first, highly tailored coaching. Training Peaks allows all of this to happen seamlessly and efficiently. There's so many great features at Training Peaks. One thing I find myself doing almost every day is accessing an athlete's training log. I then click on a specific workout item. I get a window that pops up with the initial data, sort of an overview. On that overview, I see a smiley face scale telling me how they felt. I also see a very nice RPE scale that goes further into that. I can see the notes that they've given me on what they consumed, how they felt, how they liked the workout, so on and so forth. And then what I really like is I click a button that says Analyze, and I go to a nice page that has a graph that gives me the elevation profile, the heart rate, the cadence, the power. In Skimo, I'm looking at things like VAM and vertical gain per interval and for the entire workout. It's all there in one place. I also love looking at the lower right on that screen and looking at the peaks. What was the peak power for 30 seconds or a minute or 5 minutes or an hour? What were the peak heart rate and speed over similar intervals? All this stuff I cannot get on a spreadsheet, and I need a platform like Training Peaks that also allows me to communicate with athletes in addition to all that data. So that's just a little bit about it. If you're curious, check out trainingpeaks.com/SkimoGold. You can get a free trial today. And if you're already using Training Peaks, check out one of their Skimo plans. That'll also give you 20% off a premium subscription. Again, that's trainingpeaks.com/SkimoGold. So Pablo, I'm curious about the culture of Skimo in Spain regarding youth and athletes coming up. Are athletes attending residential schools? Are they competing a lot as teenagers? Are they joining the junior team? I get the feeling there's a fairly robust infrastructure. What can you tell us about what Spain has going on for athlete development?
Absolutely. The results that we are watching now in the World Cup, with many Spanish leading, especially in the sprints, are the results of a lot of years of training. As I told you, for example, in the south of Spain, there were a team, but it's the same in every region of Spain. So we work like in every region with young athletes, and all of them goes to compete to the national championships. There are a big structure about it, and they also have like a youth national team, so they pick the more talent people from each region, and they work all together. They do some training camps, sometimes in Tignes in France during November, other time in Sierra Nevada at my hometown. Yeah, this work have been done even more than 20 years ago. I think Catalonia starts at the time that Kilian was racing. And following these steps and this structure, all the region was doing the same thing. And yeah, great athletes have come from different parts of Spain. That is good. Always Catalonian athletes are the one that have like more density in the team, but there are good athletes also in the World Cup from Andalusia, like Ana Alonso, Maria Ordóñez, and also from Madrid. There are great athletes like Antonio Alcalde, Noel Burgos. Yeah, it's something that we will see even more athletes coming in the following years.
Oh, so good. Yeah, the Spain has always had a special place in my heart, and I've spent time in Catalonia and other places. Such a beautiful country, and so great to hear of. Yes, just that infrastructure having existed, as you said, for decades. You know, for the American viewers, it becomes clear why the U.S. we're coming, and we are creating infrastructure for young athletes, etc. But some of the European countries have had these things in place for a long time. And that's, you're right, the athlete pool is just is so dense. Tell us about these training camps, Pablo. The first time I found about you was on a YouTube video by Max Drion from Belgium, and he was doing your camp in Teen. And when I watched that, Pablo, I was like, I want to go to this because I've been to Teen. I got to do an ultra run, the Ice Trail Tarantace in that area, and we stayed in Teen, and the course goes right through, and it goes up the Grand Mont Glacier, and it's just such a spectacular place. And you guys are doing the Skimo camp, and it looked to me like almost a pro cycling sort of camp where, you know, the food is prepared and all of the materials are there, and there's a great shot of you on maybe on Training Peaks or another platform online going through the metrics for the athletes. And there's some pro athletes like Max, but many amateurs who are there and they just want to have a great experience and build their fitness. Tell us what happens at these camps and who are they for?
Yeah, nowadays this camp is like a present for me. But to understand well the camp is why it have appeared in my life, and it's because the first time I went to team, I was an youth athlete, so the Andalusian team took me there to prepare the season. And this training camp for me was really a change in my life. I really fall in love with these sports there. I I was there training, sharing slope with Kilian, learning from others, having a lot of fun with the team, skiing in the Alps. That for someone from the south of Spain is amazing and so exotic to have such this snow there. So after that, year after year, I tried to come back to team, and in some moment was not possible because the Andalusian wasn't take me there for training. So I decided to go by myself. And the problem was that at the age I was just was studying, so was not possible to me to cover all the cost, and I decided to invite some friends and also some clients that I was coaching online and tell them, okay, you will pay my cost during the week, and I will help you with some technical drills and with all the organization because I really know how team works.
Yeah, very good.
So this was the first edition. And yeah, after that, I saw that was a product that really could help a lot of people. And yeah, it started grown and grown every year. Like I was growing 1 week more, more people each week, more stuff with me. And nowadays, after 5 years, we are there with a chef that is cooking for us, with a nutritionist that is preparing all the menus based in what we are doing each day. Another coach for better feedback, also people for filming, doing photography. So the experience for people that are there, they feel like professionals. And yeah, the idea is to make them live during this week. What makes me fall in love with this sport, and also it's like a huge shortcut to learn the real technique that will make them perform better in Skimo. That is a crazy complex sport and takes a lot of time to really learn all these technique and tactics.
Yeah. Oh wow. It sounds fantastic. What time of year do these camps occur? And if someone's listening to this and they want to attend or explore, how do they find out about it?
It's always during November, so we do few weeks. First one used to be the second week of November, and is for skimo racers, let's say. And the third week of November is for ski touring. So we try to
Mm,
teach like same things, but orientated for more mountain looking and yeah,
yes.
not racing.
All right. Very cool. And how about your coaching? I think you coach some private clients, and am I right? Do you have a role on the Spanish national team, and are you also coaching other elite athletes? I know you've done a lot with Max Drion. Any others?
Yeah, I start coaching people online in 2020 when I finished my degree in sports science. And nowadays I'm quite focused in skimo athletes that also combine other sports during the summer.
Mm,
Some of them are elite, and a lot of youth athletes that are trusting on me, and yeah, also amateur athletes that just have Pierramenta in mind for the season or this kind of goals, and they want to improve. Um, about Maximilian Rion, I'm not helping him in this coaching part of training plans. Let's say is Yannick
mhm.
Ekwe, the one that trained him. So I'm with him in the World Cups on the snow, looking for this technical and tactical part. And yeah, so motivated to have these athletes to see them. Nowadays, I have few in the youth World Cup that are preparing the season with all this excitement, to be able to um, anticipate the mistake for them and to make them perform good is something that is really helpful and yeah, grateful for me.
Yes, Pablo, that definitely comes across in your videos. I can tell that you enjoy what you're doing with the coaching, and I saw um recently on Instagram the Olympic Solidarity Skimo Youth Camp, and it just looks so great. All these kids, tell us about that. Are they Spanish kids? Are they kids from all countries? It looked fun. It looked like progress. What was going on at that moment?
It's a really beautiful program that I has discovered just last year. So Olympic Solidarity is a huge, let's say, company that have a lot of investment from the Olympics, and the goal is to help these countries that have less participants representing in the Olympics to help them to could develop the athlete, but also the coaches. So,
Mm,
and the first time I was in touch with this program was in Chile. I was there with the Chilean national team, and we organized with the international federation one youth camp there, and around 15 nations come there to share 1 week, learn transitions, techniques, and after that, the international federation starts taking into account my profile. So they invite me again here in Masocorto in Italy for this. I think it's the fourth edition of this Skimo Youth Camp that they did.
mm.
Um, yeah, it's fantastic to see all these youth athletes so motivated. Also, the coaches from different part of the world that want to learn about this new sport that is super new in their countries. And yeah, was so much fun during the next week, the last week in Italy.
Wow, very good. You're making an impact, Pablo. How about your own racing this year in the 2025-26 season? Do you have any particular goals? I saw one of your race videos was an event called the Mountain Attack, and this epic race mostly at night. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Grand Traverse that we have here in Colorado with a midnight start. But the Mountain Attack, it's steep and it's nasty skiing, and you said that you're going 85 kilometers per hour in the dark, just ripping down this slope on your little Skimo skis. It just sounds epic and fun. So what are you doing? What are you doing this year?
Yeah, this race was crazy. I think it's one of the craziest races I have raced. It was 6 years ago. I really want to repeat it for some year. Will be not possible this one, but yeah, was crazy this one in Austria. This year for me is mainly focused on the Olympics with Max. That's the main goal of my season, even though I'm not taking part as an athlete. I'm preparing myself mentally, also physically to be 100% during this day, because it's like a dream come true. Be able to be there supporting an athlete. It's marked on my calendar like peak performance here. I
Hmm.
have to be ready. But about real racing from myself, I would say the main goal will be Pirramenta if they accept our registration. I will do it with a friend. Will be not to be super competitive, but to enjoy the experience and do this technical race. I have done two editions, and it's always so much fun. It's real Eskimo. I think we will enjoy it a lot. It's a really close friend that will be one of their first long races. So really looking forward to support him on this one. And I would like to register also to PDG,
Mm.
Patrouille de Glacier. I have never done this one. It's one of the one that are left from the Grand Course for me. But still looking for for a third partner to be able to do it. So not sure if I will. And probably some local races in some weekend that I'm free. But when you look at my calendar with all the World Cup travels and everything, the winter goes really fast, and there are not that many races.
I want to hear more about the Olympics because, of course, in Skimo, we're all focused on this Olympic moment. It's so exciting for everyone. USA has a team in which we're very excited about here. There are many Spanish athletes who've already qualified. And tell us about that process. So the opening ceremonies are February 6th. The sprint race, February 19th. That's Max Drion's moment to shine. He's worked so hard to get there. You've been on that path with him as a friend, as a mentor. Walk us through that period, from February 6th to 19th. What's happening? What's Max's focus? And how are you supporting him over those days?
First steps will be the following World Cups. We have in January, three weekend, Courchevel, Andorra, and Boitaul, all in a row. So during all this time, I will be with Max. In between the competition, we will be working in the last details, transitions, and during the competitions, trying to perform as better as possible and to have these final learnings of new things that we are testing, and see how everything goes. But of course, all the work is almost already done. So it's just about build max confidence and yeah, being confident also with the team that we will be supporting him, testing the last things with the equipment, and yeah, almost all the all the work is already done. So yeah, taking care about Max, that nothing happened to him and that he could perform as good as he has performed in other times.
And what about during the Olympics? We have the opening ceremony February 6th. The races are February 19 and 21. So we have a gap in there. And I think maybe some athletes go to the opening ceremony and maybe they go away somewhere else to do a training camp. Maybe they stay on site and they enjoy other events. Do you know what the plan is for your team?
Yes, for Max will be easy because he lives quite close to Milan, to the ceremony venue. So he will travel just to the ceremony to really enjoy this party. It's one of the dreams of an athlete to be able to be there.
Yeah.
Actually, for Max, is a dream that has become already in his career. He hasn't grown with this dream because he was doing a sport that was not in the Olympics, but yeah, 4 years ago this great notice appeared, and now it's a real dream that will come through. After that, he will come back home to continue the preparation at home, resting well with his family, and that's something that he put in value a lot. And after all, January with all this travel will be perfect to have this time to really feel relaxed and get ready for the Olympics. And we will arrive on Monday in Bormio to prepare the last day, rest there, see the track, and compete the 19th.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on another episode of Olympic Dispatch by Skimo Gold, the premier podcast and YouTube show for ski mountaineering interviews and race analysis. As you may know by now, we are producing daily episodes throughout the Olympics leading up to the sprint race on February 19th and the mixed relay on February 21st. If this is your first time on Skimo Gold, please go back. Check out the previous episodes. Spend some time online checking out our guests from today, Max Drion from Belgium, an Olympic contender in the men's sprint race, and also Pablo Ruiz from Spain at Pablo Ruiz 98 on Instagram. Great content, great instruction, and just a great guy. While you're online, also check out our sponsors. These brands are making it possible for me and my team at palmtreepodco.com to produce these high quality daily episodes covering the sport of ski mountaineering, pulling the aficionados deeper into the sport and introducing the sport to new folks. So if you are a new person in ski mountaineering, welcome. We're glad to have you along. Keep coming back because this is how to learn about the sport, how to learn about the competitors, and how to get into something, a little strange, a little quirky. Most people think it's strange to ski uphill, but once you think about it and once you try it, I tell you what, it's awesome. So those brands that are supporting us, Pomoka. I start with Pomoka because, if you want to ski uphill, you need something that helps your ski stick to the snow, and that's the climbing skin. I use the pink Pomoka climbing skins, and many of the top athletes do as well. Check them out, Pomoka climbing skins. Also explore Dynafit. If you're looking for more pink, these fancy Dynafit race skis, they're light, they're fast. They are tailored specifically to the sprint and mixed relay disciplines in the Olympics. They've got other great stuff as well. So check out Dynafit. Their boots, by the way, look at that boot. This is like Man, it's like rocket science stuff. These full carbon, lightweight boots, made by DataFit, they are incredible. It's amazing. It's like putting a bike shoe on your foot, and you can run full speed in them. You can go down, you lock down the heel, and they're just super fast for skiing alpine style. They're pretty cool. There's also a lot of pretty cool stuff at trainingpeaks.com/Skimo Gold, where you can sign up for a free trial as an athlete or as a coach. This is the industry leading platform for planning your own training. And if you're a coach like me, planning and facilitating and communicating the endurance training for athletes in a variety of sports. I'm using it to coach Skimo athletes right now. I use it to coach runners and cyclists and a whole lot of multi-sport athletes. And that's one reason I really enjoy the metrics and high functionality of Training Peaks, because when I'm coaching a single athlete in a range of sports and it's all in one place, there's no way I could do this with a spreadsheet. And you know what? Friends don't let friends use spreadsheets. So check out trainingpeaks.com/Skimo Gold and get a free trial today as an athlete or as a coach. And if you're already using Training Peaks, check out one of the Skimo training plans and get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Thanks also to Revanta Creatine by Neuro Reserve. This stuff just looks like some powdered sugar almost, but mix it in some water, shake it up, sip that stuff down. Tastes good, nice and smooth. Revanta Creatine dissolves a lot better than other creatine products. That's one of the reasons I like it, and probably the main reason is just it's science backed. Using creatine, it's not the manosphere gym bro stuff. Creatine is a staple supplement recommended by all kinds of doctors, nutritionists, sports physiologists, etc. And that's why I take it every day for cognition, strength, brain, and energy. That's Revanta Creatine by Neuro Reserve. And finally, thanks to Camp. Camp has been with the sport of Skimo and with other unique mountain-based alpine sports over there in the Italian Alps. Camp is also available here in the US and worldwide, and they've been with Skimo Gold from the start. So thanks to Camp, and check them out, folks. Hey, if you have just a minute to support the podcast on your player, hit that rating, review, on YouTube, subscribe. That really helps us. We are a growing project and we need your help. And if you like this content, share it on over with a friend. Share it with your Skimo friends. Or, hey, again, if this is your first foray into Skimo and you think you might know someone who's interested in this cool sport, take a minute and text this on over. We'd really appreciate it, and we can use your support because, of course, life is a team sport. All right, folks, we will be back once again tomorrow, coming at you daily throughout the Olympics on Olympic Dispatch by Skimo Gold.